The remastered version has rightfully achieved legendary status and earns a 10 out of 10, making this the 4th game ever to earn my highest rating, and it deserves it.
See, there's a sequel. Wasn't as good.
I don't want to play anymore. What is that? It's like a movie having a different tone for the trailer, except you waited 7 years for the movie to come out.
Well, it would appear that Neil Druckmann has had enough of much of the backlash to The Last of Us 2, and I can actually understand it, given he is actively partaking in many of the conversations around The Last of Us 2, even engaging in some lighthearted trolling of people that didn't enjoy the game, which I actually think is fair game. Neil is taking a ton of flack right now, and if he wants to clap back, then he's entitled to it. If he wants to bait people, I love it. One, it gives me more content, but two, I can't say that I wouldn't do the exact same thing Neil is doing. And some good news. Sony's The Last of Us 2 is Sony's biggest PlayStation 4 launch ever and the fastest selling game so far of 2020. That's good news. The Last of Us 2 is Sony's biggest launch of the generation, purely on box copies. Its previous record holder and fellow Naughty Dog game Uncharted 4, which sold fractionally less during its own launch weekend. It's like many, many more people downloaded the game, although UK sales, digital sales are not counted. The Last of Us 2 has dethroned Animal Crossing. New Horizons this year is the biggest release so far, with launch weekend around 40% higher than the Nintendo Switch exclusive. I mean, what can you say? Credit where credit is due. I can't just put an asterisk next to that. Numbers matter. It's like scoreboard, like just because people buy the game doesn't necessarily mean it's good. I tried to play Animal Crossing. I didn't get into it, but I guarantee there are lots of people that did. Same is going to be true for The Last of Us Part 2, except, well, I don't know. It's frustrating to watch the reviews of the game continue to get ignored and thrown away as baseless and botted when some of the largest streamers out there simply don't like the game. PewDiePie is streaming the game right now for almost 90,000 people. I'm going to have a few takes to share with you. Here's an update as of this afternoon with 57,662 reviews in. It is still sitting at a 4.0 with a 95% positive review score by professional reviewers. It sits with 35,720 negative reviews and 19,900 positives. Now, obviously, there are thousands of negative reviews from people that either didn't play the game or bad faith reviewers. However, there are also thousands of positive reviews that are from people that didn't play the game or in bad faith as well. You can just, you don't even have to dig. If you want to look at just the positive reviews, you can tell people that just, if we look at user score, amazing game, graphics are breathtaking, gameplay is great, and every character is just lovable. Naughty Dog has done it again. If you notice, there's this phrase, Naughty Dog has done it again. Naughty Dog has hit it out of the park. Naughty Dog, like a lot of reviews include this phraseology. Naughty Dog has done it again. Here's Naughty Dog hit it out of the park. You have no better than Tilu 1, but something, something, something in a different language, 10 out of 10. So did you rate The Last of Us 1 at an 11? It's interesting if you could mine these. If you could mine these, how many of these would say Naughty Dog hit it out of the park or Naughty Dog did it again? Thank you, Naughty Dog, for an amazing game. A lot of reviews seem to include the words Naughty Dog. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. It's just interesting. But there are obviously reviews that are just here to own the haters. One of the best games ever, masterpiece, 10 out of 10. Okay, so how is that more credible than somebody that says, crappy gameplay, total piece of trash, 0 out of 10? Both reviews are equally unhelpful. But we can see even PewDiePie seeming to just have had enough And also, here's an interesting scene, which I don't actually think I can play. Because YouTube has been, I want to report, has been restricting a lot of videos around The Last of Us 2. Probably because of the spicy scene. Now, I didn't include any of those scenes, but all my videos that even talked about it were demonetized. They weren't restricted, though. You can see this by Green Danger. Hey, Neil Druckmann, 87,000 viewers were watching PewDiePie live as he was forced to end a dog in The Last of Us 2. Can you explain why your company lied about not having to harm them? And then, of course, the article here. So Naughty Dog didn't write this or assist writing it. Don't appreciate folks with out of context screenshot crops mentioning the source. So originally, Naughty Dog didn't write this. Remember, that was back to the GameStop horrible article. But here you have a GameSpot article. The Last of Us 2 won't force you to end dogs. Except it did. Except Pewd's, like...
No, not the dog! No! Go away, shush!
No option. No. I'm going to skip over that.
I hate this game.
PewDiePie, I hate this game. I mean...
I hate this game. It was not a stupid dog. That was Bjorn.
Exactly. So, it appears that you do have to, in fact. And then we have... Here, how about the game that keeps giving? I can't wait till PewDiePie finishes the ending, by the way, because I hear the ending is even more frustrating. But let's take a look how he responds to what they did to Joel.
No joke, 10 hours with this character.
So now he's here, he's just finding out that you have to play 10 hours with Abby. Yep.
Yes, it's real. Yes. You're gonna play the next 10 hours.
He's just ready to delete it. He doesn't like it.
What they done to you? You deserve better, old man.
And you have this scene here.
Kill Ellie next? What the fuck is going on here? I got so many questions.
You can see how that's going over.
What is that? No. Oh my god. Why would you do that?
I mean, over 90,000 people watching in real time. PewDiePie be completely disappointed. Now, Neil Druckmann has had enough, though, and I don't blame him. He tweeted out just a few hours ago. Somebody asked, just out of curiosity, where did the forced to look at videos of human whatever line come from? Because it's not in the same article a lot of this other stuff is from, so I'm just wondering what the source is on that. And if we look, you know, there's a lot, I don't know who he's responding to, character concept at Naughty Dog. So this is a Naughty Dog employee. For the record, I concepted quite a bit of brutality. I looked at references at the assignment of my leads. There are real discussions that had to be had on the effect of looking at this type of imagery while working at projects like this. Just be careful with tweets making broad dramatic claims about it to get likes because it's the hot thing right now. And I of course cannot and will not speak for everyone on this project. If someone was actively forced to look at the content, that's extremely not okay. But the people saying it are external to the company. So this is a story about somebody who must have said, oh, the employees were forced to look at this kind of stuff. I mean, you're working on this type of video game. I don't exactly, I don't really, you knew what you were getting into, I'm going to say here. Before I get through Neil's tweet here, I cover everything from video games to streaming to esports to movies to music. And nearly 40% of you now are not subscribed, 40% of my viewers. I'm sure the regular number is like 25%. But I'm hoping today will be the day that I earn your subscription. There's a little red button below the video or on my main channel. Please consider subscribing and turning notifications on. It just helps new people find the channel, helps you organize my videos better, and I really appreciate it. So Neil says, maybe the same source as you fight phobic Christians, or that Anita worked on the game, or that Abby is trans, or that I was scanned and I mocapped anything in the game, or that we paid for reviews, or I'm exhausted. Neil clearly addressing misinformation here, clearing up the rumor Abby is not trans, it's just a woman that looks like a man. Saying, clearing out that Anita didn't work on the game. I don't think that evidence ever suggested she worked directly on the game. I think the only video evidence that really ever existed out there was that Neil enjoyed her work and mentioned her by name before, and how that after watching her movies, he was taking a different approach to his video game making. That he was mocapped. I never reported on that, but I saw people saying that he was mocapped for the spicy scene. He's saying that isn't true. That they paid for reviews. Well, no, of course not. Video game companies never explicitly pay for reviews. It's implicit. It's one of those things where if you give the game a bad review, then you will be blacklisted, or if you speak ill of it. This has just been happening for years. It's the biggest problem with access journalism, and it absolutely is why you have 70, 100 out of 100 reviews. There is no such thing as a perfect video game, yet 70 people who are paid to review video games said it's a perfect video game. I mean, I don't know what else I need to say to prove that there are people that are over-inflating the scores, but people are undervaluing the game too. There's no way this game is a 3 out of 10. Is it a 5 or a 6 out of 10? Probably for some. If you didn't like the story, it's definitely a 5 or a 6. And also, if you don't like the story, I can't imagine somebody even wanting to finish the game. It's such a bizarre world to live in right now, where I'm supposed to finish the game all the way to the end, otherwise my opinion's invalidated. If you don't like the story, you're not going to like this game. And clearly PewDiePie doesn't like the story, and 80,000 people watching him don't like the story. However, plenty of people bought the game. Plenty of people will continue to buy the game. So congratulations, Naughty Dog. I guess even though you're getting a lot of backlash, you're going to bed on a giant pile of money. So you get the last laugh, I suppose. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.